sorry. I am so sorry. Hey, we're back. I am so sorry. We need to try this again, but we're not going to try it again. We're just going to go from here and we're going to keep it moving. Welcome to Real Talk for Real Moms. My name is Chandra Nicole, and these are my two daughters, Demetria and Imari. She's right there reading a book. We're trying to get set up for our session tonight of Real Talk for Real Moms called 10 Reasons Why Moms Fail to Connect with their daughters. With their daughters. So I'm going to go live on Facebook as well. So be patient with us while we set up on Facebook, and I'll probably be looking over here, looking on Facebook, looking over here, looking on Facebook. So be patient with us. If you can hear us, put a 1 in a comment. Make sure you give us some hearts. Make sure you share this broadcast out with some great moms that you know, so we can have a real conversation around this topic. I'm about to go live on Facebook, so give us a minute. Okay, so we're going to start streaming over here on Facebook.
Yay.
And once the go live button come on, we're going to go live. Okay, so you hear our music. We getting it on, so we're about to go live.
Wait, what happened?
We're about to go live on Facebook. So we're setting up. Be patient with us. We're trying to get it together. I'm trying to sit. Trying to get it together. Okay, there we go. We set up over here on Facebook. My video was interrupted because of what? Oh, it's okay. Okay, we good to go. So we are going to transition. We're going to transition. I gotta bring the Facebook thing up. Sorry, we working it out. Okay.
Don't you see the foot?
So and we're live. Welcome. Hey, Facebook. This is your girl, Chandra Nicole, and I'm here with my babies, Demetria, and look at Mari. And tonight we're going to have Real Talk for Real Moms right here live on Facebook. We are also live on Periscope. I want to stream at the same time, so I won't have to do it twice. And so I'm going to be looking here, and I'm going to be looking over at Periscope so I can do both at the same time. So be patient with us. Tonight is going to be a very, very deep conversation around a Instagram post I made this morning. 10 reasons why moms fail to connect with their daughters. So I know just about everybody on my Facebook friends list, they know me already, but I'm going to introduce myself anyway. My name is Chandra Nicole. I am the Urban Girls Mentor. I am the wife, the mother, the author, the speaker, your mother-daughter relationship strategist, here to empower and engage urban moms on how to go from frustrated to focused in their parenting. It is my passion to help moms and daughters connect and communicate courageously and consistently so they can show up in their families like the queens that they are. And tonight we're going to talk about 10 reasons why moms fail to connect with their daughters. And I want to share in a conversation with you. So let me see, can I see anything that's going on Facebook so I can engage and talk to some moms. I just want to have a real conversation around this topic. So these are some things that I struggled with, and I just want to have the conversation with some moms to see what they are struggling with as it relates to their daughters, to their children. This can apply to a boy or girl, but hey cousin, how are you? Welcome and thank you. Anyway, we're talking about 10 reasons why moms fail to connect with their daughters. Okay, so and Mimi is going to chime in. She's going to share um, her comments and her ideas, but and Mari is over here reading. She may pop up in here from time to time.
Hi.
So the number one reason we're going to go ahead on and start this off. The number one reason why moms fail to connect, I believe, is because of brokenness. A lot of moms are broken. I got to make sure I'm looking at the camera. A lot of moms are broken. They are going through situations that their kids are not aware of, and it prevents a mom from connecting and communicating with her daughter. It causes us to moms to isolate ourselves and to shut down, which create some bitterness and resentment in our relationships with our daughters. So when you're broken, you're damaged, you're experiencing grief, you cannot be effective in your parenting as it relates to your daughters. So you know, if you're struggling with any kind of grief or brokenness, recent, just, you know, talk to a trusted friend or a successful mom or a mentor, a counselor, somebody. You know, it's just time out for us to not be suffering in silence. You know, there's nothing to be ashamed of. We all need help with raising our kids. You know, there's a saying said it takes a village to raise a child, and it really does. So brokenness is my number one reason why moms fail to connect with their daughters. And you know, I'm trying, hold on y'all, because I'm trying to make it where I can see your comments. So give me a minute. This is my first time trying to do Periscope and Facebook all at the same time, right? So I want to be able to see your comments. So I want to minimize my screen so I can see. There we go. There we go. I can see. Okay, so we're back. And the next thing will be assuming. Assuming means to claim, and the claiming and thinking of something is true without proof. I struggle with doing that. Don't look like that, Demetria. I struggle with doing that. When you assume, you know what they say, when people assume, you make a out of yourself, right? So as it relates to our daughters, we have to begin to learn how to trust them, trust what they say. Don't make up things in your head. If she is failing to share something with you, just wait, come back, revisit it at a time that's really conducive for both of you guys, a time where she's had time to rest and relax and release. Just give her a minute to come back and to talk to you about those things. So assuming, claiming and thinking that something is true without proof. Assuming, it causes your daughter to shut down. It causes her to not want to talk to you. And we need to work on those things as it relates to our daughters and not assume things. I'm going to ask Demetria, what do you think about assuming? Like, what do you think? Do you think that, what does assuming do to you?
Like, okay, so you used to be real bad at it, but now I see you'll come ask me or whatever, and then you just be like, okay, you know, I'm here if you want to talk. But yeah, when you used to do it, it used to make me feel like pressure, like you was pressuring me to. Okay. So because a lot of times, like, some would be wrong, but a lot of times it wasn't, or I just didn't feel like being bothered that day. And you'll be like, so you gonna tell me ain't nothing wrong with you? And it just used to make me feel bad because I'm like, you know, something really not wrong. I'm just, you know, I don't know.
This in your feelings or whatever the case may be, right? So number 2 was assuming. Number 3, being a know-it-all. Like, nobody likes a know-it-all. Nobody likes people who know it all. And most moms, you know, we are guilty of being a little smidge of know-it-all. Like, we just because you're a mom don't mean you know it all. And when you don't know it all, it is very, very wise to find someone who does. Find someone who knows what you're going through, who can relate and help your daughter go through it. But knowing it all causes your daughter to shut down yet again. I struggle with that too. Like, all of these are things that I struggle with. So that's why I am sharing it with other moms. So, being a know-it-all. What do you want to say about being a know-it-all?
Um, I don't know. I don't think you come off as a know-it-all. I think you just, I don't know. But I feel like when moms are like know-it-all, like, I know this gonna happen, instead of letting their child experience, I feel like it's kind of like a handicap. Like,
Right. Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So, being a know-it-all. The number 4 is ineffective, or lack of communication. So I would say to that is to stop dictating and start active listening. When you active listening, that means to sit down in front of your daughter, look her in the eyes, unplug your phone, sit your phone to the side. I'm talking about really, really engage. Look your child in the eye and have real talk with them. Or just sit there and listen. A lot of times we think communication is talking, but a great deal of communication is listening. We need to learn how to listen to our children, because guess what? If you don't listen to them, somebody will listen to them. And that person who listens to them has the influence over them. Listen to me carefully. He who listens has the influence. So if you are not listening to your children, your daughter, somebody else is going to listen to them and is going to steer them in the wrong direction or give them bad advice. Okay, so that's the next thing: ineffective or lack of communication. Another thing with communication is yelling and shouting and screaming. Yelling, shouting, and screaming. I struggle with this as well. Yelling and shouting and screaming is so ineffective. When you begin to yell and shout in communicating with your children, it causes them to shut down. Again, it's like as soon as you start yelling, they don't hear nothing else you say. And it's just over from then. So you wonder why you're not being effective in your parenting, and they're not listening. It seems like you're beating them over their head with the bat with the same thing, and you're repeating yourself. You're repeating yourself because you're yelling. They're shutting down. They don't want to hear what you got to say. It's a done deal, right? So yelling, shouting, screaming, totally ineffective. Throw it out the window. I know it's hard for us black mamas, but we got to learn how to take it down a notch so we can have the greatest influence in our girl's life. The next one is resentment. Resentment is to be angry, upset, or displeased. Children feel resentment. We really, really don't communicate resentment. Like, we don't say that we are resentful, but resentful comes off as in behavior. Like when we're displeased with something that our kids do. Like when we stay mad or we stay angry at something that they do, we fail to realize that we were children too. We were girls too. We did things too. And we let that go out the window, and we become frustrated with them and become resentful, which causes them to feel like they're less than, that they don't matter, that you are, or they can't do anything right. So resentful is another thing. Resentment is another thing that causes moms and daughters not to connect. Demetri, you want to comment on resentment, or you have anything to say about resentment?
Okay, so like you know what happened or whatever. Like
What?
The situation that happened a long time ago. But
you got to share. This is real talk. Like, we ain't. You can't come here. What you got to say? Use another story if you don't want to use that story.
I don't really know like no example of nothing else but like this story, to be exact.
Okay.
But the whole point is, I feel like for a long time, I don't want to say you resented me, or I don't know if you resented the situation, like, but I felt like you was like angry with me for a long, long time. Like,
Yeah.
we couldn't get past it, and then like, I don't know, it was like hard because I was so used to us being so close, and it felt like it was like this. I don't know, like
a wedge or a
like it was like a weird energy. Like I try to be normal, but I just get this. Yeah, okay.
resentment,
Yeah,
this
from
anger,
you.
this
Yeah.
this body language of displeasement. Like, I wasn't pleased with her behavior, and she's right. Like, it happened, and I was like mad, like forever. Like, I was mad forever, and my body language, everything I said and everything I said to her, I was trying to let her know that I'm still mad, and that breaks down communication. It causes your daughter to not want to talk to you, and it's very ineffective. The next thing is past issues. Stop bringing up past offenses. They are irrelevant. They're dead. Even yesterday, if your daughter did something yesterday, if last week, last month, I don't care how bad it is, you got to let it go. You got to talk about it, and you got to move on, because she's going to do some more things, and you're going to do some more things, and you got to learn how to be quick to sit down and talk it out and get clarity. It's very frustrating if your daughter is trying to do better and improve her behavior, and you're going to keep on bringing up the past. Keep on bringing up the past. How would you feel if somebody brung up everything that you've done in the past? You know, we very uncomfortable. We can be done turned a new leaf, gave our life to God and all of that. We see somebody from the past and they want to remind us of all the things we used to do back in the day. Nobody likes it. Your daughter don't like it. It's ineffective. Okay. So what do you think about the past? Do I bring up past issues when I try to talk to you or discipline you? I don't know. I know I used to.
Yeah, you used to.
I used to, and I call myself using it as a reference, but it's ineffective. Like, you could use anything to reference a behavior or a situation. You don't have to use the past. It's dead. Stop bringing it up. It's irrelevant. I'm sorry for my people on Periscope. I forgot about you over there. This is new to you, girl. So I'm trying to do both of them. Just to stop and recap, we are talking about 10 reasons why moms fail to connect with their daughters. Please share this with some awesome moms, great moms who have girls who want to know how to be effective in their communication and their closeness with their daughters. So I'm back and forth here with Facebook and Periscope. So forgive me if I seem to not be paying attention, but I'm on both at the same time. The next one is unforgiveness. Unforgiveness. This is something I struggle with on a personal level. I struggle with unforgiveness most of my adult life. Like, it controlled everything that I did. It controlled my relationships, my marriage, jobs, friendships, all of that. I mean, I was really controlled or held up by unforgiveness. I couldn't seem to forgive anybody who did anything wrong to me, and it held me back for a long time. It made me very resentful, very angry, very aloof and isolated into myself, because I didn't trust people. But as it relates to your children, your daughters, you have to be quick to forgive. God gives us new grace and new mercy every day, and we have to give our kids the same thing every day. We have to give them that every single day, because God gives it to you. Like, we so quick to forgive our friends. We so quick to forgive boyfriends. We so quick to forgive a lot of people in our lives, but we're slow to forgive our children. Like, those are they are the little people that we need to forgive first and foremost. Forgiveness comes disguised as anger, bitterness, and resentment. When you are bitter, when you are resentful, when you are angry, it is the underlying thing of that is unforgiveness. You haven't gotten past a thing. So forgiveness stops moms and daughters from being close. and connecting. Unforgiveness, I mean. So the next one is guilt and shame. This was major, 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 major for me. When I was going through with my daughter, or Norkeisha, my oldest child, she's 23, and we had a rough patch when she was a teenager. And when she was acting up and, doing her thing, rebelling and all of this other stuff, I felt this real heaviness of guilt and shame. I was very shamed that my daughter was doing all these things because I was working, I was going to school, I was going to church, I was taking my kids to church, and I was very shamed because I could not help her. I felt very, very helpless. And then I wasn't ashamed of my child. I was just ashamed of the fact that I was going through something and I didn't know how to help her, or I didn't know where to get help. And that's where the Urban Girls Mentor came from. It's like, I know that there's moms out there like me who struggle in connection with my girls, and watching my daughter go through so much, like, it really did something to me. I fell into a depression for about 3 years, and it changed my life. Like, if you have children and you watch them go through something major and traumatic, like, it crushes you. Like, I think it's the next thing after death. Like, I felt like somebody had took the life out of me. But guilt and shame, it's another thing that keeps you from connecting with your child. You know what I mean? You have to be honest with yourself and say that you don't know. You have to be honest with yourself and say, I need help. And forget about, who knows what, because at the end of the day, you have to do what you have to do so your child can get what they need to get. So you guys can have a strong, healthy relationship. Like, strong, healthy relationships are crucial in this time. I watch how people try to be successful, try to start businesses, try to keep connected with friends, family, boyfriends, girlfriends. And I just truly believe that until we show up in our homes, until we serve the people in our homes like God wants us to, because your influence starts in your home. Until you serve those people right, there's no way you're supposed to be going out in the world serving other people. I see moms do it all the time. They'll do stuff for their other friends. They'll do something for their other friends' children and stuff like that before they do for their own kids. Like, what is that? Like, keep it real. But anyway, that was long and drawn out. That's guilt and shame. And guilt and shame is just feelings of remorse, responsible for wrongdoing, embarrassment, and humiliation. Let me tell you something, Mom. You don't have to be shamed. You don't have to feel guilty. Our kids are going to, at the end of the day, we can do everything. Our kids are going to do whatever it is that they're going to do. Your job is to educate yourself and educate your child. That's all. That's just your job. We make it very, very complicated, but it's very, very easy when it comes to connecting with our daughters. Communication, closeness, compassion, consistency. That's all it takes. We be overdoing it. Buying clothes, shoes, hair, all of that. That's good. But if you don't have a relationship, if you're not bonding, what is that? So the next thing is feelings of inadequacy, which ties to guilt and shame. When you feel inadequate, you feel deficient, you feel like you're unable to handle situations in life. And all moms, all parents feel inadequate sometimes. We all feel inadequate. Like, we feel like when our kids are going through, we feel helpless, that we can't help them. But like I said, it's not your child. You don't have to be the one to save the day all the time. There are other moms out there that are successful with their girls, that are doing, great things, and having success in the relationship with their girls. Guess what? Ask that mom. Quit being ashamed and ask that mom, what did you do with your daughter? You guys are so close. You guys do everything together. I love your relationship. What do you do? Ask some other mom, because it's just really time out to not be ashamed anymore. Our kids are hurting. They are out here. I see it all the time. I am a mentor. I'm a founder of a mentoring program. And all of these things come from my own personal experience, and they come from those of the young women that I serve. Like, these babies are really, really hurting out here. And all that they want the number one thing that I hear that they want is a relationship with their moms, like a really, really close bond with your mom. Like, that is the greatest relationship outside of God. Like, you have to really, really take that role serious as a mother. But feelings of inadequacy, like I said, is just feeling like you are simply not enough, that you don't have what it takes, that, you know, you struggle in some areas, and it's okay. We all feel that. But when you're in denial, it breaks down the communication with you and your daughter, because she knows that you have struggles, but you in denial, acting like you don't have any struggles, and it just don't work out. The 10th thing is can't relate. Like, we can't relate. So when your child is going through something, and you don't know what to do, it's simply because you can't relate to her. Prime example, like, say for instance, your child has experienced some form of sexual assault, a rape or incest, or anything of that nature, and you haven't personally been through it. And I've heard moms before, oh, you know, she should be over it by now. We got counseling, we got this, we got that. Like, that thing right there, that sexual assault is with you for life. Like, you know, it changes how you view the world. So you cannot relate to that. So sometimes your conversation and how you talk about it and how you talk to her becomes very, very damaging. So you have to find someone, it's your job to find someone who can relate to your child. Like, you know, prime example, and this is just me being very transparent. My oldest daughter, she doesn't know her dad. You know, I introduced her to her dad, but she doesn't know her dad. She doesn't have a relationship with her dad. I do. I have a relationship with my dad. And for a long time, I tried to get her through that. It's going to be okay. You're going to be fine. Don't worry about it. I'm your mom. You don't need a dad. I'm your mom and your dad. No, I'm not her mom and her dad. I'm just her mom. But I couldn't relate to her because I know my dad. I have a relationship with my dad. But guess what? It was my job to find someone else who probably struggles with that same thing. Don't know their dad, don't have a relationship, but they're thriving and they're moving along in life. So it is your job to find someone who can relate. So maybe you want to comment on not being able to relate, how moms, you know, sometimes fail to relate to their daughters. I know I've been going for a long time. Hey, Periscope, I ain't forget about you.
Like, okay. So, like, I just basically want to
You're
say, like,
welcome, Marvelisha.
I don't know, like, how I would feel, like, if I came and told you something and you was like, oh, well, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I would feel, you don't do that to me, but personally, I would feel like, dang, she not even trying to have no relationship or trying to hold no conversation with me. Like, sometimes, to me, I know, like, because I'm a girl, like, you'll just go and say something to start a conversation. And just for a mom or anybody, like, auntie or anybody to be like, oh, well, I don't know what to tell you. I ain't never been through that. At least try to, like, give me some type of words or
some kind of encouragement.
Yeah, try to find some type of similar situation to where you was almost in the same situation, or just, you know, be encouraging. Like, I don't know.
Yep. So that was my last, and then I have 3 bonus last ones that I came up while I was at work, and really thinking about doing this broadcast, this Facebook Live tonight. And the first bonus one is being judgmental. Like, it doesn't work. Like, don't nobody like a judgmental person. Like, being judgmental means excessively critical. You have an excessively critical point of view, being negative, being disapproving. Like, I mean, just let your daughter be. Like, let her be who she is. Whatever that is, gay, straight, whatever, let her be who she's going to be. You know, God gave her to you, so it's for you to accept her how she is. And when you're judgmental of every single thing, it causes, once again, your daughter to shut down and not want to tell you anything. And like I said before, if she's not talking to you, she's talking to somebody, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or whoever. And like I said before, he who has your child's ear, I mean, yeah, your child, whoever listens to your girl, your daughter, has the influence in their life. I'm just telling you real talk. So if you're wondering why your communication with your daughter is off and you guys barely talk, or she rarely talk to you, she only talk to you when she wants something, she needs something, she won't talk, she won't tell you anything she's going through. She won't tell you when she's hurting, when she's going through, when she's happy, when she's sad. That should be a red flag. It says in the Bible in Titus, I don't know the particular scripture, but it says that the older women are supposed to be teaching the younger women. So, like I said, quit going outside your home and serving the world, and you need to be serving the people in your house first. But that was talking about being judgmental. Quit being critical of every single thing that your child does, because it makes them feel inadequate, it makes them withdraw, it makes them feel less than. So quit being judgmental. Just accept whatever it is and help them work through it. Okay, you got something to say?
Okay, so about the being judgmental, because I don't know if like other people's daughters feel like this, but I always like with anything I do, I be like, Mom, like, what you think about it? Or if I'm getting my hair done, you think I should get it like this, or you like this? And you be like, do you? But I want you to be like, yeah, go ahead, I like it, or tell me if you don't like it. Like, we look for the approval from the mom. So I don't know, like, I don't know if that's like a form of like when I don't get the. When you be like, I guess.
And I encourage her to do her, because I don't want her to filter her personality, her being, through everything. Like, I don't want a girl to have to ask every single, you don't want your daughter to have to ask every single time, is this pretty? Is this good? I want her to own her own personality, to like things that she like. It has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with the world. Likes on Facebook, Instagram, that she likes it and she's satisfied with it. So when I tell her, do her, what I mean by that is that if she likes it, rock it. So yeah, I tell her I like something, but I don't want her to sway her decision making because I don't like it, and I probably don't like some stuff, but I don't want to say that I don't like it and it then makes her change her whole hairstyle because I don't like something. So the next one, this is major. This is a major one right here. The next one is being a hypocrite. Being a hypocrite. A hypocrite is a person who puts on a false appearance and who contradicts themselves. In your daughter's language, she gonna call it being fake and phony, right? So being a hypocrite, that means that you do one thing and you say another. You tell your daughter to wait until marriage, to have sex, or wait until marriage to date or whatever. Meanwhile, you date. Meanwhile, you checking. Meanwhile, you laying up. And it's just ineffective. It breaks down the relationship because children are going to do what you do, not what you say. So you got to be able to, when you're caught contradicting yourself, you have to be able to correct yourself when you know that you are not, doing something right. Or I'm not going to say doing something right. When you say that you don't do anything, or you tell your child don't do this, and then you're caught doing it, it just sends the wrong message, and it breaks down, again, your relationship with your child. So being a hypocrite is very, very major. Do what you say you're going to do, when you say you're going to do it, how you say you're going to do it. Because guess what? You're going to regret it. You're going to regret it because they're going to throw it back in your face. They tell their friends. They tell everybody that you fake and you phony. Right? I remember the day my daughter, Norkeisha, told me, you so fake, you so phony. And it hurt my feelings because I'm like, what she mean? What does she mean I'm fake and phony? And what she means is that, hey, you're telling me to do this, that, and the other, but you doing X, Y, Z. Again, they're gonna do what you say, not what you do. So, it is for us to be great examples for our daughters. That's how they learn how to be great women. They look to you first. I don't care how many people out in the world on Facebook and all of that. Girls want to be just like their moms, period, point blank. And when the relationship is not there, it really breaks her down in other relationships. It causes her not to trust other women. It causes her to have relationship problems when she get into relationships with guys. So, don't be a hypocrite. Do what you say you're going to do. And the last one is embarrassing her as a discipline. I hate this one. Like, I hate, and hate is such a strong word. So I'll say I dislike, hey Periscope, we still here. I dislike when moms embarrass their daughters as discipline. It's so damaging. I see moms put their children on Facebook. I see moms put their children or start yelling and screaming and shouting all in public. It's very embarrassing. It's very damaging. And this is something else that my daughter would share with me, after we went through our stages of healing and restoration. She told me, she was like, Mom, like every time me and you had a problem, you would get on the phone and you would call everybody in Memphis. And that was damaging to her because she would be in the other room and I would be calling everybody because I was hurt. I didn't know. I didn't know how to handle situations. So I wasn't trying to be low down to her. I was simply trying to reach out to somebody because I was hurting and I didn't know. But it's very embarrassing. What you and your child goes through should be between you and your child and some other trusted adult, a mentor, a godparent, a counselor, or somebody else where it's just you, your child, and that other person, or just you, your child, and God. What happens is when you do that, your child, you go visit family members or whatever, and people look at your child sideways because they know that your children are probably giving you issues or problems or whatever. I experienced this, everywhere we go, it was just known that I was going through with my child, and it made her feel very, very uncomfortable. And when I found that out, it made me very uncomfortable that adults made her uncomfortable, but it was because I would share all of the things that she was going through with those adults. So don't use embarrassment as a discipline. Don't embarrass her to discipline her. It doesn't work. It's just not good. So how do we avoid all the risks, the pitfalls and risks of losing ourselves and losing our daughters? It's simple. It's simple, moms. We have to strengthen our relationships through bonding. And how you do that is through what I call the C's of bonding. It's communication, closeness, compassion, and consistency. We have to have effective communication. We have to, our daughters should feel like that we're their refuge, that they can come and talk to us about anything, that we'll listen, that they can come home and put their head on our shoulders and we will listen, that we are an ear, and that, we are welcoming, we have open arms. Our daughters should feel like that at home. Closeness. Our daughter should feel close to us. Like, I hug and kiss my babies every day. Probably not hug them per se, but I make sure that I make physical contact with my girls, because it's important for them, for me, for them to feel loved and that they don't have to go outside of our home to get that. Look at Mari. Hey, Mari. So closeness, and then compassion, just being loving and having sympathy for the things that your child goes through, and being patient with the process, because nobody's perfect. You're not perfect. They're not perfect. And we have to practice compassion when it comes to our kids. It's so crazy that we are very compassionate to other people, but sometimes we fail to share that compassion with our kids because we're already overwhelmed. we're women, so we wear many hats and we're doing a lot of things. And sometimes we forget about the little people in our home that they need our undivided attention and consistency. Doing what you say you're going to do when you're going to do it all the time. Like, just really, really being a person of your word, having integrity, spending time with your child, and making sure that you connect with her, because this time is short. My baby is a senior this year, and I'm having a lot of anxiety about that. Like, when I took her to go and, get fitted for her prom dress, like, wealth of emotions came over me. Like, I'm really, really panicking about that, because now I'm reflecting on all the times before that, all the times that I missed out when we wasn't connecting, when we wasn't bonding. And I'm not saying that everything had to be perfect, because we had to learn as we go. But this time with your children is very, very short, right? They're gonna grow up, they're gonna leave your house, and you want to make sure you instill with them in them love for themselves and for other people, closeness, consistency, compassion, and communication. You want to instill good things in them. So that is my list, and those are 10 reasons why moms fail to connect with their daughters. I know this has been a very, very long Facebook Live, but I just wanted to get it out there and, share this with another mom. Share this with any mom that you think that have daughters that may struggle. And my whole goal was to really get moms to chime in to see what they're going through. And you still can comment on this video later, or other moms can comment on this video later, but share with me. You can leave in the comments, share with me on some of the things that you think that you struggle with as it relates to connecting and communicating with your daughter and having that bond. So I am going to close out this Facebook Live. I thank my child, my senior, for being here and participating. Look at Mari. Participating on this conversation. I'm going to keep the conversation going, because I'm very, very passionate about helping moms get over those major hurdles that they sometimes have, so they can raise great daughters, remain sane, and reach their goals. I just want to leave you with this. Please quit going outside of your home, serving the world, and you are not serving the people in your home. This has been Real Talk for Real Moms. I'm your girl, Chandra Nicole, the Urban Girls Mentor, the wife, the mom, the author, the speaker, your mother-daughter relationship strategist, here to empower, engage, and educate urban moms on how to go from frustrated to focused in their parenting. I do that by helping them connect and communicate confidently so they can show up in their families like the queens that God created them to be. Thank you for joining us tonight, and be easy.